I saw in the Omaha community, there was a need for everybody to learn about just the small business owners. The small business owners are like the backbone of any local economy, and I thought it would be awesome to showcase how amazing my city is by bringing on small business owners and letting them utilize my platform on both my real estate page and on my personal page to talk about what they do and why they do it. It is a huge passion project of mine, and that is what this is. This is the Life, Love, and Real Estate Talk Show. I should have like practiced. Maybe,
it's long, sacred times.
The Life, Love, and Real Estate Talk Show. So I met Luba 4 times before this. Not to practice for the show, but just like organically. And I am convinced that we are soulmates. I don't think she's as convinced, but she is an amazing human. She has just so many amazing stories to tell. And she's just like one of those people that like when she walks into a room, it's like you just want to look at her, not because you're really tall, but because she's just a shiny, bright light in a world that's really, really dark.
Aww.
And she makes you feel good even when you're having a bad day. So, without further ado, after meeting her at 2 Karmas, a Zen, and a Galentine's, here's Luba Carlson, and I will let her introduce her business that we're in and talk about what she does, and yeah, just be cool. Okay?
Okay.
Also, she did promise me that there would be hot firemen.
Nah.
Did you hear the fire department go?
Not yet. No, not yet. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
You guys may be disappointed. They may not show up. They never confirmed. They never confirmed the opposite, so we don't know. But I do think. I think they're busy. I saw them go that way.
We're right next to a fire station, so if you do hear it go off, that's what it is. But go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, so name's Luba Carlson, as Maranda mentioned, and I'm a teaching artist. My teaching space is located in Papillion. See? It happens. Anyway, so what's going on here? I offer children's classes, adults classes. We have a wonderful community meeting on Monday nights where we work on gratitude or journaling. Next month, hopefully, we'll start a bookmakers club. I guess that's kind of in a nutshell what we do here.
So, I'm going to do you one better. Luba, you didn't find art until later in life, right?
Yes.
So, can you talk to us about that?
Absolutely. I did not find art until my late 30s. Actually, I was 39. And I was a stay-at-home mom with 2 young kids, and I was drowning. I was drowning in overwhelm, and I was also drowning in feeling isolated. And I'm pretty sure lots of moms can relate to that. And so I was looking at options, what I can do for my own mental health, to take a break, recharge, and I learned about wonderful things called meditation. Tried that, and quite honestly, my brain is way too busy. I'm a busy body. I cannot sit still for the life of me. So meditation didn't work. At all. I honestly tried. I really tried. People say, oh, you gotta keep trying. It didn't work. And so then I learned about the wonderful thing called coloring books. And somebody said that you could do active meditation. Like you can color, and it helps you relax and all of that, right? Well, the independent me, as I am, got very upset that I had to color in somebody else's lines. I mean, seriously, like, I'm not even joking, I wish I were, but like, somebody put the lines on paper for me to color in, they put me in some borders and lines and limits. That's not okay. And so I decided, okay, maybe I need to create my own lines so that I can color. And that's how it all started for me. I picked up my compass from high school, I picked up my pencils, created my first ever mandala, started kind of drawing, started doing a little bit of hand lettering, you know, this and that. And it led to this 6 years later.
So, Luba does not like authority.
No, I do not like authority at all. No.
We have that in common.
Good.
Me either. I cannot be bossed around.
Yeah.
That's
I think it could be true about most entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Is we just kind of done with being told what to do.
Or like, my favorite one is when it's like, oh, pick a niche. Niche rhymes with bitch. So no.
That's so weird. Oh, come on. No. You know what? I have to say that you do not pick your niche. Your niche picks you.
That's fair.
And it takes time.
And my niche just happens to be everything. So we're just.
You're not just people.
That is true.
And people are, what's the word, multi-faceted? I can never say that word right.
Multifunctional?
No.
Faceted, yeah.
Faceted, like a gem, like
Yes.
so many different sides to it. And it's so interesting to work with them because of that. They're all different.
Squirrel. Sorry, guys.
There's going to be a lot of this. Yes.
No, you are just an incredible human. That story just makes it even better. But yeah, no, like niching down, I talk to people about it all the time. Like, you don't have to just like find that and like do that and like pick that right away. There's this book the book, and then this person I follow. Her name's Rachel Peterson. She's like phenomenal. Like when it comes to marketing and stuff like that, it's like, you know, it's part of my gig. And that's one of the things that she talks about is like, you don't necessarily have to niche down. You just have to do what you love and what you love will find you, right?
Yeah.
I do love people. People are my thing, which is weird because, you know, I'm autistic. So, most people like to put us in a box that we're not people, but some of us are people.
I think autistic people, humans, have a benefit of a lens, of seeing the world through like it's a whole different perspective.
It's like augmented reality. Like, don't get me started on Shark Week. Like,
nobody sees that, but you do.
I love it. And I tell people it's my superpower. Like, when people sit down and have a one-on-one with me or a meeting, like, that's my superpower. It's like just utilizing the gifts I was given that some people would consider to be a disability and utilize it to help others.
Yeah.
And your superpower is even more incredible. And I'm going to give you your superpower today. Luba's superpower is the ability to understand anyone.
Aw.
I have seen her like walk into a room and like not know anybody there, and literally she can talk to anybody and understand, and just your empathy level is like 9,000, and I'm here for it. And you see it through your artwork and through everything that you do. Like, I'm like looking at all these beautiful pieces of art that she made, and yeah, like obviously you teach art classes and there so everybody can paint them, but like when you look at them, like you can see like your little strokes and where your passion lies in there and your little details. It's pretty awesome. So
I don't even know what to say.
you can be speechless. It's okay.
Okay, I'll be speechless. I'll just sit here and cry.
Quiet.
And soak it all in.
So you have classes here and you teach people how to do art. What's your favorite class that you teach?
Oh my gosh, gratitude art journal and hands down.
Okay.
It's the best thing. So what happens in that class is we have a group of ladies and we get together on Monday night and we pull out, you know, like those deck of cards, like oracle cards, prompts, lots of them. I have 6 now, 6 different decks, and one of them is called Dare to be Grateful. And so we just pull a prompt out of there, and based on that prompt, we kind of try to stick to the conversation. But while we talk, everybody works on their own art in their little journal or a big journal, whatever they choose. So I literally pull out, like there is a huge shelf in the back here, of course you can't see it, with all the supplies you can only imagine for mixed media. And we spread it all out and everybody's using whatever they want. And like if they need help using something or figure out how to do something, of course we help each other. But mostly we talk about this gratitude prompt. For example, last week the prompt was what are the things, what are skills and talents that you have that you're most grateful for? And yes, the long face right away. And we started talking, and it really starts with our professional value, with our professional skills. Oh, I'm a good communicator. Oh, I can, write something. I can do this and that and this and that. But it's steered into more personal talents that maybe we don't even share with people about, but they are in us. Like somebody sings and she has a beautiful voice, but because professionally it's not needed, she hardly ever sings, but she has so much fun singing. And it's amazing. Like I dance, but nobody sees me dancing.
You're alive.
No, I'm not. But like, I know I can dance. I know it's a talent, right? It's not necessarily something that I want to take up on stage, but it's something that brings me so much joy. So why is it that when we talk about our talents, our gifts, everything goes into professional value, into, balance in the bank account? Like, it's not that. Your value is not there.
Well, I beatbox. Pretty good at it.
She beatboxes.
But anyway.
Yeah.
We're not doing that live. Maybe after the show. But
after the show, she's gonna beatbox and I'm gonna dance.
Together. I'll beatbox while you dance. But I think it's because, at least when I grew up, my parents, I was the baby, I was the youngest, right? So there was a lot of pressure there to be the best. I'm the last one. I'm the one that's supposed to turn out right.
But isn't that funny though, a little bit, because youngest, they're usually like the baby of the family. Oh, whatever you do is good. Just be yourself and everything's allowed.
But I think that there's those pressures, and I think when people want us to be valued, we have to be valued some way. Everybody has their insecurities, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm a working mom. Yeah. So my value, I would say, oh, I'm a great mom, but then there's that little voice in your head, well, you work all the time. You can't be a great mom, or your values put here, and there's all these societal pressures. Yes. That I think people put on us. So when we do talk about our gifts or our talents, we think about the things that society values versus what we enjoy or we value, or what the talent is. So there could be somebody that has the most amazing singing voice. I was just talking to this young lady at an event the other day, and she said this because she was a singer, and she's like, yeah, I sing, and but this is my job. This is actually what I do. It's not a big deal. But I'm like, no. When are you gonna go sing? Because I would be in the front row, being the biggest fan, and I want your autograph. Yes. Even though it's a passion of yours, even though you're never gonna make it big, that doesn't matter. It is important. It is valuable. You are valuable. Your gifts are valuable. Even if there is absolutely no monetary value, or if it costs money. It costs me money to do the things I enjoy, It costs me money to go drink coffee and just talk to people. And I don't get for that.
And it costs you more than money, it costs you your time. Time is not something that you can make back. No. Money you can make, time you cannot.
But it's always worth it.
Yes.
People ask, I got told by somebody the other day, they're like, because I'm yeah, I work 8 hours a week. Because I consider everywhere I go, part of my job. That might be a little conceited, but
your job is people, so advertising people, you're
especially since your job is your name.
Yeah.
Like, my job is my
Oh,
name.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So like when I walk somewhere or talk somewhere, I am representing me. I'm representing me on a personal level and a business level and like every dimensional level, whatever.
Yes.
So it's a little bit different than when somebody has like a 9 to 5 or something like that. Like, they don't represent that 24/7. They can take that hat off. Unfortunately, I don't get to change my name and go with this guy as a girl. Like, I don't get to do that. If you get that reference, like put it in the comments. Also, we're not able to take questions today, but please, if you do have questions,
Isn't it on your page now?
it should be on my page. Okay, you should have your phone. Yes, we can take questions.
We can take questions.
If you do have questions, put them in the comments, and we'll occasionally look. Otherwise, we'll answer them after. But what I was getting at is like we don't get to just shut that off, and as entrepreneurs, you don't get to shut that off. So when you are talking about those talents or what you value, with entrepreneurs, we usually chase the things we love to do.
Yeah.
And so the things that we do value, like dancing or like art, or like something that somebody would be like, oh, you can't monetize that. Oh, yes, you can. Watch me.
That's right.
When we do those kind of things, like we have that in the forefront of our mind, and that is always like what we talk about and what we value. And so when you're doing those gratitude journals, that is an interesting perspective that everybody starts that way, but I think that's why it's like societal pressure. Like, what can I say that shows that I'm valuable here? And especially when you put it into like a social setting like that, you know, I think even if you're a stay-at-home mom, like you're valuable. Like you're valuable. Like people want to say that you're not sometimes, but you're valuable. Stay-at-home parent, you don't have to be stay-at-home. You're stay-at-home dad. You're valuable. You're valuable in a different way, but it's not a monetary way. It's like you're valuable in every other way. You're taking care of the whole entire household. You're valuable. It's not about the monetary gain.
Exactly.
It's about what you can do. My beatboxing is valuable. It'll come in one day. And that's cool that you give people the opportunity to open up like that.
I think I got it.
It's okay. If we don't, we can just, we'll just ham up the comments afterwards. But, so it goes into those kind of things, and then people open up. What is the most coolest thing that somebody has opened up about while they're doing those gratitude journals? That was completely grammatically incorrect, and I did it on purpose.
We had one person who shared that she can twitch just one ear. I have no idea. Yeah, like she showed us, she can move just one ear. I've seen people moving both. Like it takes some muscle like on your eyebrows and the jaw, like you move it a certain way and your ears move. Not like really like, you know, Dumbo ears, but a little bit, they do twitch. She can do it with one ear. So that was the coolest.
You know, I think somebody would pay to see that. I think it might be me. But that's crazy.
But you know, the thing is that like it sounds like such deep work, right? It's also serious. Gratitude or journaling. When we leave at night, our faces are hurting because we laugh so much.
But when you think about, like you were talking about meditation and that kind of thing, when you think about that, part of meditation is like a release of emotion, right? And I also do not know how to relax. Don't ask me to. Don't know how to do it. I also don't know how to sleep. Don't know how to do it. We're just, okay, we're okay. But I do active meditation. So like for me, I do mindfulness meditation and that kind of thing, but it is always active. Like when I do mindfulness meditation, I'm like, move my feet, top my feet, and then move my knees, and then just like work my way up. And the same goes for like doing a Sudoku puzzle or something that challenges my brain. My brain goes like this all day long, solving all the world's problems. If I had $1 for every time I I need to write this down because if I don't, I'm gonna forget it and it's gonna be worth $1 million one day.
Yes.
It's in a filing cabinet somewhere. rather somebody use them and they just sit in the black file in my head and never see the light of day.
Right.
But that is active meditation. It is allowing your brain to release emotions or release something that needs to be released. And maybe that's not the correct definition. I'm not a doctor, not a meditation specialist, but if you can do that for yourself, it's totally worth it. So now I'm going to go get gratitude art journaling. I gotta find time.
Yeah, can we just agree that there is no right or wrong way of doing things?
Absolutely.
Like, it doesn't matter how you meditate. If it works for you, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how you create art. If it works for you, it's all that matters.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, my art's so bad. No, it's not.
There is no such thing as bad art.
Like, yeah, art can be subjective. Somebody can be like, I don't like that picture, but, you know, I also can be like, I don't like your face either. So, it's fair. It's fair. All is fair in love and war, and art is love.
What is that quote? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
And we really do choose what we see and how we react to it. We do have this preconceived, I guess, conceptions of what's right, what's wrong, what's pretty, what's not, what's symmetrical, what's ugly, you know, what's off, what's on, and all in between. So, of course, if you spend all your life looking at masterpieces from Renaissance, and then everything you do is chalkboard art on the wall, there is a dissonance, right? That's not going to work together. But what if you let go of what you already learned and just look at this as an expression of self? That's a whole different perspective.
And in my brain, when you said that there's a dissonance, it was like literally like taking like a Monet picture and like, okay, we can like cut this part off and now we're gonna make a chalk doodle. And then we're gonna go over here.
There is this artist, I don't remember his name, but he takes these like huge framed pieces of art, like huge landscapes and all of that, and he adds Pokemons and anime and like little trees like in that style, and he kind of incorporates it all together. It really works.
Yeah.
It's amazing, so why not?
So why not? There's a song, it's called Do It Anyway, and it's like my theme song. It's a rap song, so if you're not into rap, you might not like it, but it's worth a listen, at least read the lyrics. And it's all about like, just do it anyway. Like, it doesn't matter if you're gonna fail, just do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
Somebody will love it,
Yeah.
you know. I'm gonna avoid saying anything that is gonna get me copyright infringement. I don't want to get sued from Nike. But seriously, just literally take the time and do it anyway.
Yes.
Because if you want to do something, it doesn't matter if you're gonna fail. There's always a backup plan.
Yep.
And if you want to figure out a backup plan, call me. Like, I got a million of them. But you have to take those kind of risks.
Yes.
You have to go above and beyond for yourself and do it anyway.
Yep.
Right? You have to do those things. Like, I wanted a talk show. I have a talk show.
Who's there to stop you, right?
Right. And we're in this age of we can literally make something and then just put it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can put it out in the universe immediately. You can share it with the legitimate world.
Yeah.
You know, there's no stopping you from doing that. Like, I just wrote a book.
She wrote the book.
And I just gave it to the world. Which is terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Which is absolutely terrifying. So I made a deal with myself that it's okay if I don't sell any copies because I did this for me.
Right.
And that's how you have to think about those things.
Yeah.
Like, if you think something's beautiful, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
It's not selfish to think that. It's not conceited to think that. It is true. It is. If you're gonna do something creative, if you're gonna make something beautiful, if you're gonna do any kind of art form, and you're gonna put it into the universe, that's for you.
Exactly.
And you don't need validation from anybody else.
Exactly.
You wanna make a talk show. You don't need validation from anyone else. You can do it. Like podcasts. Everybody's podcasting now. Do it. If you want to make a podcast, do it. Somebody will listen. things aren't right and wrong, but I don't think failure is bad. You know, it's not.
It's a stepping stone. It's a learning curve.
It's a lesson.
It's a lesson.
Somebody calls them lessons, like
A blessing. That's an interesting way.
It's like a blessing that was a lesson or whatever. You know, there's so many different names for it, but like that fear of failure should never stop you from accomplishing goals or dreams or anything like that. And you know, a lot of people equate failure with money, right?
Right.
And you know, you can always have a backup plan. You can always shoot for your dreams and pursue your dreams and always have a backup plan. Because yeah, we do have to eat, but and it takes money to eat, but you can try. You know, there's nothing wrong with trying and failing because it's just you'll learn something along the way. Right?
Exactly.
So it's a blessing.
How cute.
It's not mine. If somebody, it's probably saw it on Facebook from somebody, but you know,
Somebody probably operated.
probably. Please, no cease and desist letters, guys. I don't think that in my life. But with you, you know, this was a huge risk for you. And you want to talk about that? How's it going?
Considering that we are in month 3 of being open, I think we're doing pretty good.
I think you're doing fantastic. My opinion doesn't matter, but I think
Of course it matters.
but you're doing fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm glad that you feel that way too.
Yeah. Absolutely. When we were just looking at the space, and we like put in the offer, the landlord asked me why. She's like, why do you want to do this? Why do you want this overhead? Why do you want this pain of, you know, having a space and needing to take care of it, you know, all of that. And my response was, it's because I want to build a community. I want to have a place where people can come and be creative. Rosa, Rosa's been using unapologetically a lot, and that word is stuck. It first got stuck in my brain, and now it's in my heart. You really I want to have a place where people can come and be unapologetically creative.
It's funny, I just made a video with that word in it.
You know, and I just wrote a newsletter with unapologetically, and it's like it's everywhere now. And that's like a sideline completely off it, right? I'm done apologizing. I am done apologizing. I'm done starting my emails with, I just wanted to ask you, what's wrong with, hey, I have a question. Why does it need to be this like segue time? So careful, tiptoeing about everything.
Well, like, you know, I've had this discussion with you, like I started charging from on this talk show, you know.
Yeah.
And you were not the first person to tell me stop apologizing or anything like that. Like 5 people were like, Maranda, like you need to do this. Like this, we're happy for you. Like here you go, take some money, run with this. Like, but I think when you genuinely like care about people and like sometimes you feel like your existence is inconvenient, which you shouldn't feel that way.
No.
But at all, because your existence is not inconvenient. But like I do catch myself like apologizing for no reason, and I don't know if it's because of like how I grew up or what. You know, trauma is probably there somewhere. It's everywhere. But you know, I tell people all the time, just don't apologize. You don't need to apologize. Like I say that to people all the time. And sometimes I need to drink my own Kool-Aid. That needs to also be on a shirt. I think we're at 4 shirts now, guys.
Watch out, she's coming with a merch line.
Somebody told me I need to do that. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know if I want to do that. Like, that's big. It's like one more thing. Like, Miranda's plate's big, and her cup's really big.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about myself in the 3rd person right now. It's kind of weird. But, so I can handle a lot. I can handle a lot of stress. I can handle a lot of those things. But, like, one of those things is sometimes I can't handle when stuff is right?
Right.
And I catch myself apologizing for making choices all the time that are good for me.
Exactly.
And I'm not the only one that I see do this. And I tell
Yeah.
people all the time, like, what I wish I could tell myself is like, oh, don't apologize for that. Like, you don't need to do that. But
Exactly.
sometimes we have to drink our own Kool-Aid.
Yes.
And we're in Nebraska. Kool-Aid was invented in Nebraska. Just so everybody knows. And Hastings, Nebraska, there's a really cool Kool-Aid plant there. Not sponsored, I promise. It's just really cool. And you do have to drink your own Kool-Aid. You do have to listen to yourself when it comes to that. Like,
Walk your talk.
you have to think about yourself. If somebody was sitting across from you with the same problem that you have, right? What would you say to them? Because we're the hardest. Oh, I was doing so good. We're the hardest on ourselves more than anybody else, right? So sometimes I think we have to say that unapologetically. Like,
Right.
you do not have to apologize. You don't have to apologize for anything.
Yes.
Including charging for a talk show that people get an ROI from. Like, you don't have to do that. And I don't know. And I have this weird thing about like people saying, oh, that's cocky or oh, that's bragging. I don't believe in those two words. Those two words aren't real. It's not. It's having confidence in yourself. If having confidence in yourself is cocky and bragging,
Then so it is.
here's the cocky bragging cup.
It's right.
It's not those things. It's not.
Yeah.
It's having confidence in yourself to
To charge for your services, which you provide professionally.
I know.
No.
That's true.
There we go. See? Yeah.
But it's a thing. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for doing it.
Oh, I like what.
I don't have a right to be proud of you because like I didn't birth you or anything. But
That would be interesting. Considering I'm what, 15 years old?
but I am proud of you. Like this is awesome. And this space is awesome. I already took a video. We'll do a tour in a reel and stuff. And you'll get to see how awesome it is. And you should just come down here and come see this space because she's worked really hard to do what she's doing and to provide these classes and things like that. And yeah, people need to come see. And if you've never done art before, like great person to do art with.
Yes, come and see me. Absolutely, yes.
Because you founded at 39.
I know. The thing about people coming here, I noticed that people feel a little bit overwhelmed when they see what they offer. Like there is this paint night, right? And
Yeah.
there is this picture. And we always, whenever we see something like that, we try it on us and think, oh, can I do this? And usually the answer is no, because I cannot draw even a stick figure. How am I going to do this, right? So what I do here is that I pre-sketch all the canvases.
Ooh.
You don't need to draw. Like this comes with the guarantee. This is fail-proof. You cannot mess this up. It's
But what kind of the color in the lines?
well, if you don't want to color in the lines, then you can join an abstract class. You know, rules as well. For those who do not want to color in the lines. I get it. But yeah, they're pre-sketched. So you don't have to worry about it. You can just come and have fun painting.
And painting is therapeutic.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. And you know what else is therapeutic? Bringing that painting home, putting it on the wall, and then have somebody visiting you and go, did you paint that? And you're like,
I did
They don't need to know it was pre-sketched.
They don't. And they're so cute, like that little moose. I just keep looking at that moose.
Oh yeah, he's cute.
He's a cutie. You don't. And that's the thing about art is everybody compares themselves to everybody else.
And stop doing that.
I know. And you don't have to. I tell people all the time, like in my profession, like I'm a real estate agent, right? And I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'm a racehorse, I got blinders on. I'm like, I'm running my own race. I don't know what's going on around me, and I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want to see other people succeed. That is like totally opposite of
It's
where
a
this
whole different
conversation.
conversation, yeah.
is going is that I'm the only person that I need to be competing with is myself.
Absolutely.
And that's it. And I feel like everybody should have that. And stop looking like, I know there's a lot of people online and things like that. If somebody's online that like you aspire to be them and you have a positive feeling and it gives you positive energy, okay, keep watching them. But if somebody makes you feel like jealousy, like something like that, there's this thing called like unsubscribe or hide. Like,
yes,
use it. You don't need to be comparing yourself to other people because your little light or your little amazingness is so amazing that it's ridiculous, and you don't need to be comparing yourself to anybody else. Because everybody's dealt a different hand of cards, right?
Yes.
My cards were hard, right? They were difficult to play, but I'm a strategist, guys. And I killed those cards. Like, I won. I won my game of solitaire. And that's all that matters. You know? It's about the cards that you're handed and how you have to navigate them. It's not about anybody else's. And I think more people need to have that viewpoint and get to that place. You can aspire to be like somebody or you can admire somebody in a positive way, but the second those come from aspiring to like some kind of hateful feeling or some kind of negative emotion, that's when you gotta stop looking at it.
Exactly.
Like, it may not be that, what they do may not be you. Like,
I would say it's 100% not you, but it awakens the feelings that are, you know.
Sometimes
Something like that. No, yeah. I was just thinking that. I think it goes even more than like unfollowing, not looking at, you know, I think there's also make sure what you consume that's good for you. It goes to social media firsthand, right? Because social media is not a good place. Yeah, we're all using it as a platform and trying to provide some wholesome content, right? But there is a lot of stuff there that's not super healthy. What are you reading? Who are you talking to? Who's in your circle?
Right.
It all matters.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, you know, I made an active choice about 2 years ago to start surrounding myself with people that only made me feel good.
Absolutely, yes.
Only made me feel good emotions.
Yes.
And it also challenged me. So you can be challenged and it not be negative, okay?
Yes.
Somebody can also tell you that you're stupid for doing what you're doing and you should do it better, differently next time without it being a negative emotion. So those are the kind of people that I want to surround myself with. And I found this huge community of women.
Yes.
And we run in some of the same groups, like Lit Women with Voices, like all these women that are just like have like this intense feminine energy that you're just like, oh my god, I just want to eat it all up. And
it's the energy of I want to lift you up.
Yes.
It's not the energy, you're my competition and they want to mix you with the dirt.
Right.
It's the whole different thing. You walk into the room and you already know which group it is.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And it feels so good to surround yourself with those kind of people.
Yes.
And the other thing that I've noticed is like a majority of my friends are double my age. Sorry for outing anybody. But I noticed that like I don't get along all the time with people who are younger than me. And I struggle with it. And I'm like, why is it like for the longest time I'm like, why is this? So instead of like trying to fit into that space, I'm like, that ain't me.
I know why that is though. I think you're a sage. I think you're a sage and a young buddy. You just haven't grown into like visual confirmation, let's say.
Trying to like wrinkle up and like
no! Oh my gosh! Did you just really say that?
I did.
It's the old soul.
I said that at my party on Friday. I said, yeah, looking at some of this poetry, I'm like, I wrote that when I was like 16. And why did
and you hear what's not being said. And that is a big gift, and not everybody can do that.
Just can't believe you called me a sage. I'm like holding on to that, sorry. I'm holding on to this.
In a good way?
Yes,
So,
yes. So like, sage is also green. So it's just
But
it's like
that's what you, it's like you, it's you.
It is, okay. I'm a sage.
She's a sage. She's a sage.
But
Maranda Taylor, I'm a sage.
Okay, we gotta add that to the mother, realtor, motivational badass, author.
No, but
Sage.
that's your, no, that's your foundation, and everything stems from there. That's who you are. It's not like an additional something. It's not a spice that you sprinkle on top. It's your essence.
It's my essence. I just got like Beauty and the Beast vibes. I don't know if anybody gets that, but why that's a correlation. But also, I have a 2-year-old, so like a majority of my references lately have been whatever we're watching on the TV.
Oh, that's fun.
And I think my daughter has a crush on Shang for Mulan. So I'm like trying to deal with her growing up.
She's 2?
She's 2.
Okay.
All she wants to, so we don't watch Disney Plus anymore.
Okay.
We just watch YouTube. And she says Shang, and all she wants to do is like watch I'll Make a Man Out of You videos with like pictures of Shang.
That's amazing.
It is what it is. But I like that it's that one because like that whole entire story is like about a badass woman.
Yeah.
So I like that that's what she's taking like from it. At least I hope so. She's so independent.
But the clarity of a 2-year-old who unapologetically knows what she wants to see on her screen.
So this morning when my mom, because like my mom watches my kids, right? When I have to be somewhere, so my mom comes in and my daughter knows that like anything that she wants, Grandma will give her. She like knows that. She's the most manipulative little thing I've ever seen in my life, and it's terrifying. And so she knows that she goes over to Grandma and says dance party, because that's what she calls it. She calls YouTube dance party because originally we would listen to music on YouTube, and now it's gone into these videos. But like I've also like kind of tried to stop because it's becoming like a little bit of a like 10-second addiction that I don't want. But she knows Grandma will give her whatever she wants, so she comes over to my mom and she goes, Shay, dance party, Shay. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'm leaving now. And then I try to give her a hug back. She's like, no, get away from me. I got Grandma. I'm like, okay, bye. Your body needs to be respected. I get it. You don't want to hug. Without giving her a guilt trip, because guilt tripping your children is not okay. So I just walked out and hugged goodbye. I'm like,
Aww.
my daughter's growing up and I can't handle this anymore. At least my son woke up before I left and he wanted to give me a hug and love and laugh and giggle, you know. I'll get over it. I love my children. I'm just slightly worried that my daughter is too intelligent for me to be able to handle because like I only got 2 arms and 2 legs and 2 hands and both of them are gonna have to take on the world together and but she's leaving.
That's what I like to hear, yes. You don't need to handle her, you need to partner with her.
That's terrifying. Cause like
And then she takes over.
and then this is gonna be that's just a whole other
And I'll
ballgame.
just take over the world.
I tell everybody all the time she's either gonna be in prison or she's gonna be like an authority figure and somebody to be reckoned with. I'm not sure which. I'm really hoping for the like strong, independent woman that is a high-powered authority figure, but you can't put like pressure on your children because then it'll go in the other direction. So I'm just ready to sit back and watch whatever happens. At least she'll be a good human, or at least I'm trying. I'm trying to make her a good human.
Yeah.
You know, that's all we can do, right? Let's try.
You know, my mother always tells me, you can teach them everything you know, you can do everything you can, but at the end of the day, it's their choice.
Yeah. They have free will, and I'm learning. I tell people all the time, like, you need to learn who your kids are, because yeah, they're like a little aspects of you and your partner and things like that, and like the adults that they hang around and you know who they consume, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
be wary of that, right? So they are have their own little like personalities, and they do all sorts of stuff that I'm like, where did you learn that?
They don't choose their own way.
My daughter, I am intensely afraid of heights.
Yeah.
My daughter has zero fear. One day she ended up on top of the refrigerator. I had to get the ladder to get her down.
Why? No, okay, that's how.
One second I'm vacuuming.
Yeah.
No, I don't need anymore. It's fine.
Yeah. You should take like you're about
So one second I'm vacuuming, the next second she's up on top of the refrigerator saying cereal. She got the cereal box,
Oh, no.
and then she's like, I can't get down. She's like, I will come save you. Terrified.
If you still ask for help to get down, then try to get down herself.
Well, that's what I'm trying to teach her. So like, she climbs and stuff. So I'm trying to teach her how to get down safely and things like that. You know? Instead of just like get up for sure. You know,
Right.
other people want to
And
say
then
that.
go cut down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because then she's not going to openly be like, oh, I can ask mom for help to get off the counter. She's not going to yell at me, or she's not going to
Right.
get upset.
Yeah.
You know, when you get upset, children are sometimes saying that they are manipulative, so they will manipulate the situation
Of course.
and try to figure it out. And I try to let her figure things out on her own first, but
Yeah.
watching her do it safely is what's important. And watching her little mind work is crazy. Like I'm like, I have this makeup that has like the Lion King on it. You know, it's like a lot really expensive makeup. It's not cheap because it's branded with Disney, right? And she legitimately took all of those palettes. They are now hers. They are now hers. That is fine. But I used to try to keep them from her because they were expensive. And this little girl literally like climbed like a spider monkey up the like shimmied up the closet, like the side of the closet, to get up on the closet. I'm like, you got it, girl. Like I will not put them up high anymore because you're just gonna figure out how to get them. So it is not worth you giving her over it. I will just give them to you. They are now yours. You can claim them as yours. You got it. Go enjoy it. Go make grandma look like she got paid out by you. Go have fun. And having kids is just it's the most rewarding thing ever. And sometimes I don't really talk about my kids on here, but you know, a big part of my why is being a mom. And I don't like always just like utilizing that label because you know I'm more than just a mom, but I do love being a mom. I really do. And it's always hard for me to say I'm a great mom, but I try to be. And with the cards I've been dealt in the situation I have, I try to do the best mom I can. But it's one of the most rewarding things ever is being a mother and watching something that came out of you like grow and you're like, oh my gosh, I created this. It's one of the most rewarding things ever, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult things get. Like, I know it will always be worth it because of how they are. They are amazing humans. Like, I don't talk about the little boy as much because he's just like really chill. Like, he does absolutely nothing wrong. He just exists. He's great. He doesn't get into anything. He takes what's given. He gets into anything crazy yet. So he's one. She's two, and he's one. And you know, she kind of boss them around and just takes things from him, and he just accepts it. You know that he has to listen to her, and he just like kind of goes with the flow, and he's fun. But being a mom is super, super rewarding, and will always be a part of my name, my tagline, my efforts. So it's something that is a name that you carry or a tagline that you carry, but it's not all you are, but it's part of you.
Oh my goodness, there's so many. A wife, a mother, a Ukrainian, a teacher, an artist, a dancer, a connector.
Oh, did you take the
So much.
Did you take the Gallup thing with the 5?
Oh yeah.
What are yours? Do you know what yours are off the top of your head? Some people do, some people don't.
I only remember my first one.
What was it?
And it's an achiever. Yes. And those who know, they know, right? But achievers are people who achieve, obviously. But we have a downside, which is, or like a bad, it really does get to you eventually. Because every morning, you wake up with a clean slate. It doesn't matter to my mind what I have achieved yesterday, because this morning I wake up and it's a clean slate and I have to achieve again. And that's an explanation to like overachieving everything, and an explanation and how things are happening in life. Because when people take, I don't know, when somebody would take 2 months to get something done, I get it done in 2 weeks. Because it must be done. And it's the only way. Because this is the way.
So, I'm going to ask you another question. Do you know your Myers-Briggs?
Oh gosh, not on the top, not on the top of my hand. But it's something with the caregiver.
Are you type A? Are you an extremely organized person?
No.
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 Just the way you said that, I'm like, I thought you were more.
What you see here,
Mm-hmm.
this is my representation for my business, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to run like smooth classes and all of that. My studio at home does not look like that.
It's like all over.
It's everywhere. It's just.
So me, can you guess my number one?
No.
It's ideation. Ideation. So like,
Oh wow.
so like idea creation.
Yeah.
I'm very, very good at it. But the downside to being an ideation person
Never stop.
is
Never stop.
well, then if you add some of the other things that are like, you know,
Yeah.
the other ones,
Yeah.
it gets worse. Like,
Oh, I think I'm messing with
oh,
that.
you're fine. They'll just complain about it later. So mine are ideation, individualization, strategic, command, and input. That literally is how you make a Maranda Taylor.
That literally is what I'm That's insane.
Like, it got me so good that, like, it pinned the tail on the donkey.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah. When I took that test, like, that was one of the, and I took it a long time ago. So, like, this was before that I was, like, Maranda Taylor. I took it even before that. And when I took it, I was, like, at just a professional development thing or whatever. And I never really
So
thought.
was mine more than a decade ago.
Yeah, I know. And, like, I've never taken it again because I'm like, no, that's me. Like,
Why even?
like, I'm sure it will say the exact same thing. I have absolutely no executive functioning skills. Like, if I looked at my, like, all 50 where they like lie, I'm sure, like, anything that deals with executive functioning will be down at the bottom. I'm great at telling other people what to do, not great at, like, telling myself what to do and, like, getting it done. I have to pay somebody to manage me. But no, like, those, yeah. Like,
I
and
need someone in my life. Let's face it down.
but they do, like, I tell people all the time, if you're looking to, like, learn about yourself, those kind of tests are great.
Yes.
Because, like, there is huge studies and stuff behind them, so it's, like, scientific, but, like, also, like, universe-driven is what I say.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes.
So, it does kind of help you and, like, guide you.
Did you take fascinate test?
No, what is that? I've taken a lot of aptitude tests because I had to pay somebody to, diagnose me with
Yeah.
stuff. So I've taken a lot of aptitude
website,
Yeah.
don't remember anything, honestly, except for the fact that it shows you what parts of you are attractive to other people.
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur and a marketer, you know how to turn things around so that you show things that are attractive to other people.
I just kind of show everything and be like,
Isn't
to
it?
people, no.
No, but it's really interesting to see what people see in you. Like if they think you're a mystique, or they think you're just a very fun girl, or they think you're like a deep thought individual and you will bring some inventions in life. Like it's a little bit different angle
So when you took that,
of
was it
personality. And as I'm talking about it, I'm really trying to remember, and I cannot.
I was like, because like,
It
what,
was.
Ooh,
Sorry.
you got it, go. What is it?
There's something with warmth
Yeah.
and acceptance and like experiences. That's all I remember. It's been like a few years. It's really been a few years since I took one. What I took from there was how I want to communicate so that people can see me who I am in my brand online. Because you know, you cannot put your personality in a post. Like the way you write shows your personality, right? And then what you write shows your personality. So to know how to write and what to write, that's what helped me to communicate better about who I am and what I am.
Right. And I'll tell you, like, I'm an visualizer, so like,
Yeah.
I could have probably written the test, you know, that is feeds the energy to a high level. We don't need that here. But what I saw in you is like, yeah, you light up a room. Like when you walk in, like one, you are tall, and you should be proud of that. Okay. As somebody who's 5'2".
Okay, we have to go back to that. Okay,
But
we'll go back to that.
when you walk into a room, like, you know, you're not scary. You're so welcoming and warming. And normally when somebody is really tall, like, people associate that with intimidation. No, not you. You walk into the room, and, like, everybody looks at you, and you're just this gorgeous, amazing human with this fiery red hair that you just want to go talk to you. Like, the first time I met you, I'm not kidding, it was at Karma.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to talk to her. I don't know why she's very detailed, but I have to talk to her. She seems like she would just, I don't know, she would just give me a big warm hug and just want to say everything and just chat. Like, that is,
I'm a hugger, so yeah.
yeah. And that is the vibe you give off. And that is what I see. I see you as a strong individual who, when you walk in the room, you take that space, but you take that space in a way that's welcoming and warming to other people. It's not intimidating, which I'm 5'2", so anybody who's like 5'4" and up, I'm usually intimidated by. Like,
That's a size thing.
I'm scrappy.
It's nothing personal.
I'm scrappy, but if we got into a fight, I will lose. Especially bigger than me. That literally, like that is literally what I thought, and I literally thought that, oh my gosh, I want to talk to you. You seem so interesting, and then you spoke, and I'm like, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, I can't hang out with you for too long because then I'll start mimicking your accent because it's a thing.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I would love to do that.
I'm working really hard during this whole entire show not to talk like you. It's a problem I have. Like
Let's all clap. Like me.
Like it's, and I don't know if it's part of like being on the spectrum or whatever, but you know, when somebody has like a really intense accent, right, and I talk to them too much, I'll start to like bring on parts and bits and pieces of how they say things, and especially with people with southern accents. That one is so like I don't even want to like be in the same room as somebody who has a really big draw because I'm like I'm going to insult somebody on accident. I don't want to do that today because I'm kind, caring, compassionate. It just happens, and I can't even do accents. Like it's not even one of my talents. It just happens. Or like anybody who's like from like the northern states, you know? And I lived in Longbow. I lived up in South Dakota for a while.
There we go.
And lean into it. Yay. But yeah, no, fun fact about me that's kind of shameful.
It's not.
I don't know, it's like,
I think it's a part of you, how you read the person.
yeah.
You listen, you hear, you read, and you take upon yourself. That's how you connect with people. You start talking like them. When you start talking like me, you will start feeling like me, in a way. It's easier to connect. I can totally relate to that, because sometimes I will binge watch something, and if I'm really into like this character, I really have to be into this character. For the next couple of weeks, I catch myself mimicking their intonation, using their phrases, I mimic their gestures or like, facial expressions, and then like I would say something to my husband, and then I'm like, wait a second, that wasn't me, that was, let's say Joanna from such and such show. I don't do that, but I can relate to that. It really does get onto you when you like get into very deep into the persona that you're talking to.
Absolutely.
And it tells you how deep you get into people when you talk to them.
I never looked at it that way. You always like, I was like, I gotta control this little mechanism in my brain that it does things. Or like singers, right?
Yes.
So like when you're singing with the radio, okay, like I can't really sing very well. I lost part of my hearing. I just suck. Okay, I'm deaf. I'm tone deaf. I can rap though, and beatbox.
And
So
beatbox.
that's all
She
that
can
matters.
beatbox. Okay.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Okay, I got rhythm. But like when I sing the songs like in my head, I know it doesn't sound the same when it actually comes out. But in my head, I feel like I'm mimicking.
Yeah.
So like, I'm a big Blink-182 fan. So they have a very specific voice.
Uh-huh.
So like when I sing the song, I mimic that singer.
Yeah.
And like I may sound like a very female version. It doesn't sound like him at all, but kind of does. Sound like them because like I'm using the same kind of words. Like, where are you? And I'm so sorry. Like that kind of thing. You mimic their voice.
Yeah.
And you can't unhear it. So like, instead of like taking on your own voice, like they tried to get me to do a music class. Oh, just sing it the way you are. I'm like, all I can hear in my head is them singing. So like, that's how it's supposed to sound. But yeah, that is. I don't know. That is a thing. I've never told anybody that. So well, maybe I have. So we won't lie.
But interesting.
So I never said that live. That I mimic people. But we are getting close on time. So if anybody has any questions, quick, put them in the comments. And then, what are your thoughts? What is something that you would want 1,000 people to hear?
Take up space. Take up space. Stop apologizing for who you are. Walk in the room. Take the room. Just do that. I wasn't always like that. And I really want to invite people to try different things and go different classes, try meetups, like expand your circle and see what works for you. What worked for me, I took belly dance classes. Yes. And I've taken them for like 5 years, okay? And it was in Austin, Texas, and Bahia, if you're watching this, I love you. This woman, she's an internationally recognized belly dancer. This woman taught me that it's okay to be 6 feet tall and take up space. All my childhood, I was taught that I was too tall, too big, too loud, too I had too opinionated, like I would express my opinion, right? And it took me probably about 25 years to get to the point where I'm not apologizing for my opinion. I'm taking my space. I stand up tall. I would wear my heels and get my hair all curly and up. Just do that. Just be you. It's important. You are the only you we have, and you gotta shine. I'm just shiny, don't.
I completely agree. though I was like outwardly like, it was always not for me. It was like, well, like this is the expectation everybody has, so like this is what I have to do.
Right.
But in reality, like this is what I'm gonna say. I would hold back, and then like part of my trauma, right, is you know I've had people who in my life that guy's going real fast.
Yeah.
Slow down, sir. I've had people in my life that have kind of been like, oh, you don't deserve to have a voice, or you know, you can't talk about that. You can't say that. You can't. And trying to put all these things that like maybe I want to do or I want to say, and telling me I can't. And for a while, and for a pretty long time in my life, you know, I had that fear. I had that, like, okay, I can't say that. I want to say this, but I can't say that. Or
Right.
I want to be this way, but I can't do that. Or I can't wear that. Or I can't because I can't. Because society says I can't do this. And you can. Do it anyway.
Yes.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Because when you stop fitting into somebody's mold that they've made for you, and you start just unapologetically being who you are, right?
Yes.
And you put yourself out there in ways that you want to put yourself out there, and that you can put yourself out there,
Absolutely. Yes.
you'll attract the right people.
Yes.
But until you do that, you will continue to attract the wrong people. You will attract people who want to keep you in that place where you don't want to be. So, unapologetically,
Yeah.
I am who I am.
Yes.
And you can say that. Any of you listening can say that. You do not have to hide who you are. You do not have to be ashamed of it. Anything. You don't. You can just unapologetically be you. I love that.
Yes.
I love it. And I think so many
It's wonderful.
I think so many people, but I think so many people,
Yeah.
I think so many people feel that way.
Yeah.
I think so many people feel like, oh, if I do that, people will think I'm stupid. Oh, if I do that, people, so what? I'm pretty sure last night, I ripped my book, or on Friday, I like ripped my book and I'm like, yes, well, I wanted to do it. So I did it anyway.
Yeah.
And you don't have to attract bad people. You can attract the right people.
Yeah.
Any questions?
I don't see any.
Okay.
So there could be an error somewhere that I'm not seeing anything?
If there are, we'll figure it out later. But
Yeah, we'll get back to you. If there is a question, I'm sure we'll get
And-
back to you.
Luba, I thank you so much for coming on my show and taking the time out of your day to come and speak with me, and also taking the time out of your day to inspire me. Because you don't know this, but you inspire me all the freaking time.
Oh.
And it's just like little things. I love what you post. I literally see what you do, and I support everything about this space. This space is needed, and for anybody who wants to come be creative, you have like an open creative thing, right? Where people can come and just be openly creative. Is that something I'm gonna do?
We're just doing the art journaling, that's kind of a thing.
Okay.
Right
Art
now. I
journaling.
don't have any open hours.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
No.
Not
okay.
yet.
So art journal. Go
Not
to
yet.
the art journal. That
Yes.
can be like whatever you want it to be. Come do it. Come just like take a peek. Like what's the worst that's gonna happen? You're gonna hate it and you're not gonna come back. You know, that's the worst that can happen. Or you can figure out that you're the next thing to go. You know,
You know, the worst thing that can happen is that you come here and you get hooked.
Oh. Yeah, but I don't see that.
Like, you know.
And then and when you start having a craft room and a craft for your crafts.
Yeah, but this is why we have this space, so that you don't need to have a craft room. So you don't need to. You know how many people go to Michael's and Hobby Lobby? How many people leave with bags full of stuff, $200-300 worth? And for what? So that we go home and we sit in our room by ourselves and we do something. Come do it with people who get it.
Yeah.
Who will go ooh and ah over every little thing you pull out of the bag. You literally do that. Ooh, she had a butterfly cut out. Oh, it's so cute.
That was Maranda energy though. And then the last thing, like I want to talk about, in the Links TikTok, I don't think you will see this stuff, but on the Facebook page, in the Links, there is a meal train. Somebody that we both spent time with passed away. Unfortunately, she lost her fight with depression, and her family needs our help. So if you have the funds, the needs, or anything that you could do to help, we would love it if you would sign up on the meal train. Whether it's a monetary value, or it's your time, or if you can cook, I can't cook. If you could give them some kind of meal and sign up for that meal train, that would be phenomenal. But I don't have anything else to say, and I appreciate you for coming on the show, and I'm so happy that we had this today. I loved our conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
I know, like every single time I do this, I'm like, I want to do it again with them, but like we have to wait a couple months.
Let's do it again.
Yeah. We can just have like a normal coffee day. It doesn't have to be recorded.
Yes, totally.
But I appreciate you all. You all have a good day. Thank you.
Bye.